Welcome to Global Village. Today we're diving deep into why Turkey, is a global powerhouse you might be sleeping on. From its days as the mighty Ottoman Empire to its 2025 role as a geopolitical linchpin, Turkey blends history, strategy, and ambition to wield influence far beyond its borders. Controlling vital trade routes, pioneering game-changing drone tech, and balancing ties between East and West, Turkey is rewriting the rules of global power. In this extended video, we'll explore 10 compelling reasons why Turkey's influence is stronger than you think, backed by the latest data and real-world examples. Whether you're a geopolitics nerd or just curious, this journey will open your eyes. Smash that subscribe button, hit the bell, and let's uncover Turkey's rise together. 1. Strategic geographic location. Turkey's geography is its superpower. Straddling Europe and Asia, it's the gatekeeper of the Bosphorus and Dardanelles Straits, choke points for 3% of global trade, including 30% of Europe's oil and gas in 2025. These straits generate millions in tolls, and Turkey's naval patrols assert dominance. Bordering Syria, Iraq, and the Caucasus, Turkey mediates conflicts and hosts NATO's Incirlik air base, critical for Middle East operations. Its proximity to Ukraine and Russia makes it a diplomatic hub, brokering grain deals in 2024. Turkey balances NATO commitments with talks at BRICS summits, courted by China for belt and road projects. This unique position lets Turkey dictate terms in trade, energy, and security, making it indispensable. In 2025, as global tensions rise, Turkey's location ensures it at the heart of every major geopolitical conversation. 2. Military prowess and drone innovation. Turkey's military muscle is staggering. With over 700,000 active personnel, it fields NATO's second-largest army in 2025. But its real game changer? Drones. The Bayraktar TB2, developed by Bayraktar, has redefined modern warfare, destroying tanks in Ukraine and shifting tides in Nagorno-Karabakh. Priced at $5 million each, these drones are exported to 24 countries, including Poland and Ethiopia, earning $2 billion annually. The newer Kinsey drone carries heavier payloads, rivaling U.S. tech. Turkey's Navy, with 150 vessels, patrols the Mediterranean, while bases in Qatar and Somalia extend its reach. After U.S. sanctions over Russia's S-400, Turkey doubled down on self-reliance, producing 70% of its gear. In 2025, Turkey's drone diplomacy and growing arms exports make it a military power challenging giants like Russia and China. 3. Economic growth and resilience. Turkey's economy is a global contender. In 2025, its GDP surpasses $1.45 trillion, ranking 17th worldwide, per IMF estimates. As a G20 member, Turkey dominates manufacturing, exporting $250 billion in goods like cars, Ford, Toyota, and textiles to 200 countries. Its customs union with the EU drives 40% of trade, while deals with Central Asia tap new markets. Despite 50% inflation in 2024, Turkey's lira stabilization and $140 billion in foreign reserves show resilience. Mega projects like the $15 billion Istanbul Canal, set for 2027, aim to rival the Suez. Turkey's 5,000+ tech startups and $10 billion in FDI in 2024 signal growth. By navigating sanctions, global supply chain disruptions, and launching its first national EV brand, Togg, Turkey proves it's not just surviving, but thriving as a bridge between Europe and Asia, driven by ambition, adaptability, and a future-forward mindset. 4. Energy hub ambitions. Turkey is sprinting to become an energy titan. In 2020 to 2022, it discovered 540 billion cubic meters of natural gas in the Black Sea, with production hitting 10 billion cubic meters by 2025. This cuts Turkey's $50 billion import bill by 20%. The Trans-Anatolia natural gas pipeline delivers 16 billion cubic meters of Azeri gas to Europe yearly, bypassing Russia. Turkey's role in the Southern Gas Corridor and its Akuyu nuclear plant, built with Rosatom, diversifies supply. In 2024, Turkey brokered gas swaps between Russia and Ukraine, earning transit fees. With 7 LNG terminals and storage for 5 billion cubic meters, Turkey's infrastructure is unmatched. In 2025, as Europe seeks non-Russian energy, Turkey's pipelines and mediation make a linchpin, wielding leverage over global markets. 5. Cultural and soft power. Turkey's cultural influence is a global phenomenon. In 2025, its TV dramas, dubbed Dizzy, like Ertugrul and Kuruluş Osman, draw 700 million viewers across 100 countries, rivaling K-dramas. These shows boost Turkey's image as a historical and modern power, driving tourism to 52 million visitors, generating $40 billion. Istanbul's mosques and Antalya's resorts blend Islam and luxury, while the Hagia Sophia's 2020 mosque reconversion resonates with Muslim audiences. Turkish cuisine, from kebabs to baklava, fuels 10,000 restaurants worldwide. Turkey's Erasmus Plus programs and Yunus Emre Institutes teach Turkish to 200,000 students globally. By exporting values and heritage, Turkey builds loyalty in the Middle East, Africa, and beyond, amplifying its soft power in 2025. 6. Regional diplomacy and mediation. Turkey's diplomacy is a masterclass in balance. In 2025, President Erdogan navigates ties with NATO, Russia, and China, hosting summits and dodging isolation. Turkey's 2022 to 2024 Ukraine-Russia grain deal fed 100 million people, earning UN praise. It hosts 3.6 million Syrian refugees, shaping migration talks with the EU, which pledged 6 billion euros. Turkey's 2024 reconciliation with Egypt and Saudi Arabia, plus normalized ties with Israel, shows pragmatism. As Turkic Council Chair, it unites Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan, eyeing Central Asia's resources. Turkey's 130 embassies and mediation in Somalia, Ethiopia, disputes extend its reach. In 2025, Turkey's ability to talk to all sides, West, East, and Global South, makes it a geopolitical pivot. 7. Defense industry independence. Turkey's defense industry is a powerhouse. In 2025, 65% of its military hardware is domestically made, up from 20% in 2000. Bayraktar's drones, Turkish aerospace industry's TFX Khan stealth jet, and Roketsan's Bor missiles rival Western tech. After U.S. sanctions in 2020 over S-400 purchases, Turkey invested $10 billion in research and development, exporting $7.2 billion in arms to 170 countries. Its Altai tank and Miljam corvettes are sought by Pakistan and Ukraine. Turkey's 600 defense firms employ 80,000, with Askeri Electronics and Nai ranking among the top 50 global defense companies. In 2025, Turkey's self-reliance counters sanctions and boosts sovereignty, letting it arm allies and shift regional balances, from Libya to Azerbaijan. 8. Influence in the Muslim world. Turkey is a beacon for the Muslim world. In 2025, it leads the 57-nation OIC, pushing for Palestinian statehood and Uyghur rights. Turkish aid, worth $8 billion annually, reaches Somalia, Pakistan, and Sudan via Taika and the Red Crescent, building schools and hospitals. Erdogan's defiance of Western policies, like hosting Hamas leaders, resonates with 1.9 billion Muslims. Turkey's 90,000 mosques and Diyanet's global outreach train imams in 30 countries. Its governance, blending secularism and Islam, inspires nations like Tunisia. In 2025, Turkey's humanitarian and ideological clout makes it a rival to Saudi Arabia and Iran for Muslim leadership, shaping narratives from Jakarta to Rabat. 9. Technological and space ambitions. Turkey is charging into the tech frontier. In 2025, its space agency, TUA, launches Turksat 6A, its first fully domestic satellite, eyeing lunar missions by 2030. Tech hubs in Istanbul and Ankara host 7,000 startups, raising $2 billion in VC funding. Companies like Insider, AI, and Getir Delivery are unicorns, while 5G covers 80% of Turkey. Cybersecurity firms like STM counter 1 million daily cyber attacks. Turkey's $5 billion tech exports and 200,000 STEM graduates fuel innovation. In 2025, its digital and space strides position Turkey as a regional tech leader, challenging Israel and the UAE. with global ambitions to join the US and China in the space race. 10. Demographic and youth advantage. Turkey's 85 million people are its engine. In 2025, 62% are under 35, contrasting Europe's aging populations, 20% over 65. This youth drives 1.5 million university students, with 200,000 in STEM fields, feeding tech and defense sectors. Urban hubs like Izmir and Bursa buzz with startups, while 300,000 annual conscripts bolster the military. Turkey's $3 billion education budget and 200 universities produce skilled labor, attracting firms like Siemens. Youth-led protests shape policy, keeping Turkey dynamic. In 2025, this demographic edge ensures Turkey's innovation, resilience, and influence for decades, outpacing rivals in labor and creativity. Wow, what a journey! We've uncovered 10 reasons why Turkey's power in 2025 is shaking the global stage, from its strategic straits and drone dominance to its cultural exports and youthful energy. Turkey isn't just a regional player. It's a force redefining geopolitics, economics, and culture. What surprised you most about Turkey's rise? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We love hearing from you. If you enjoyed this deep dive, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell for more videos on global powers. Share this video with friends to spark a discussion. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Stay curious.